How are ya? I don't have a full face of makeup today, and I wasn't going to because I technically really didn't go out today. And not only that, I'm still not really feeling 100% because I did have a flu that I am still trying to get rid of. So I have my ups and downs. So today was basically more of a relaxed day, and I did not want you guys to go another week without a video because I wasn't feeling good. But since I'm not feeling horrible, I guess we can jump into our episode today. And I had to think real strong about that because if we recap our story, let's say Mia was making a mistake with allowing Kian to do stuff he has no business doing with her when they're not even together, and I don't want them together. So I had to really think hard on whether I wanted to see how far Mia is letting this go. But if we don't, we would never find out. So besides me only wearing half my makeup, not my lashes, I don't have my lashes on. That's why I'm wearing my glasses. But other than that, that's not stopping us from getting into our story. So let's do that. So I was on my way to go back to the toxic relationship story. And I just found out some bad news, which is that we will never find out what Mia and Kian does because the writer of the story decided to replace the story with bittersweet what is it? Bittersweet desire. So I don't know whether we're gonna have I don't know. I mean now there's not gonna be a video for today, or should we even start bittersweet desire since they replaced toxic relationship with it? I don't know at this point because we were already in the middle of the story we were reading, and the only thing I could think about is moving to another story on the list that has been requested by you guys. So that's what I might do. I mean, it's sad to say that the story has been removed. We weren't done, but I guess the writer felt that they had a better story. So maybe we can look at the first episode today, since we already started the video thinking we are going to listen to toxic relationship and see what the new replacement is about. I mean, that's what we're going to have to do. So I guess we'll do that. And next week I might just if it's good, we'll continue. But I might just start another request that one of you guys requested instead. So for the sake of this video today, we're going to see what the replacement is about. Okay, so bittersweet desire was the replacement for a toxic relationship. I mean, it's going to be kind of hard to try to get into another story when you are still in the middle of one, but what can we do if the story is not there? So I guess there is no more Mia or Kian. Unless it pops back up. I don't know. But until then, we're going to move on. Try to. So it says, welcome to Bittersweet Desire. Before we start the story, who would you like to customize? Who would I like to customize? The main character. And what does April look like? Keep in mind that if you change the appearance of the character, it won't match the description. So we're just going to leave her the same because she already looks pretty. And this is just us seeing what the first chapter of this replacement story is, that's replacing toxic relationships. So we're just going to leave everything the same. So we're just going to say she looks gorgeous, she looks good. Let's move on. Finish. Okay. Being the most popular girl in high school is tough. Everyone wants to be you, but nobody knows the price you pay for your crown. I thought I had it all. I had it all: the perfect boyfriend, a loyal best friend, and the perfect reputation. But one mistake shattered my perfect world, and now I'm left picking up the pieces. Okay. Little did I know the road to my reputation would lead me straight into the arms of the one person I never thought I'd fall for: my ex boyfriend's twin brother. We're not going to say nothing about that. Your ex boyfriend's twin brother. Because that was the perfect option for you to go to. But she said she never thought that she would fall in love with him. So that's why it's bittersweet desire. Because it's bittersweet that you're with your ex boyfriend's twin brother. I mean, technically, you're with the same person if they're twins. It depends on if they're fraternal twins or identical. And 9 out of 10, they're probably identical. So, what are your plans for the last week of summer break? So, I'm assuming her name is Jace, and this might be what's our name again? See, I don't even know what our name is in the story because we're hopping into a new story. Not okay, this is us. We're okay, this is us. April. Not much, just relaxing by the pool and maybe do some shopping. You? Oh, so Jace, okay, Jace is a dude. I have football practice, but I'll make time for us. Don't worry. Oh, I wasn't even worried. A maid? Excuse me, Miss April. Your parents want to see you in their office. So I'm assuming they have a lot of money because they have a maid to do all their cleaning and chores that they don't want to do. I wonder what they could want from me now. I nodded at Maria before turning my attention back to Jace. Sorry, babe. I have to go. My parents want to see me. I'll call you back. So Jace is the twin brother. Keep that in mind because we're already going to be confused about this whole chapter or whole story, whole episode because this is not the story we're supposed to go into. After hanging up the phone, I took a deep breath and walked to my parents' office, dreading what they wanted to discuss. I opened the door to their office and saw them sitting on the couch, engaged in a conversation, barely noticing I had entered. I cleared my throat trying to get their attention. You guys wanted to see me? They both looked up they both looked up from their conversation and my mom nodded. Yes, we have some news there. Please sit down. Sit down as your mother said, stand where you are. Are you asking if we're going to be defiant in this story or are we going to do what we are told? Or is she going to be the big hot-headed person she is because she's supposedly supposed to be popular? No, listen to your parents and sit down. Go ahead. What's the news? The news is that we have to leave for another business trip starting tomorrow. And we'll be gone for 5 days. I'm tired. This flu just has me tired all the time. I looked at my parents, feeling annoyed and trying not to show it. This was not the first time they had done this. In fact, they often left me alone for days at a time without warning. My parents worked for Jake's father, a powerful businessman, and these trips were frequent. I was used to them by now, but I still couldn't help but feel a pang of disappointment and resentment. They had barely made eye contact with me when I entered the room, and it seemed like their thoughts were already accompanied with the upcoming business trip and what it entailed. I could tell that they cared more about their work than about me, and it made me feel unimportant. Make a sarcastic response, be cold in your response. I wouldn't say that these choices are complicated, but we're not going to be sarcastic, and then we don't want to be cold at the same time, but cold would be better than sarcastic. I'm assuming. I understand. That was pretty much all I managed to utter before abruptly getting up from the couch and walking away. So, I don't know. I'm having a hard time here trying to get into this story because it's not what we were already reading. I mean, hopefully, I'm saying we're just going to do this for today, but I will go on to a next request from you guys next week. Leaving the office, I couldn't help but let out a sigh. It felt so lonely and frustrating to be overlooked so easily. For once, I just wanted to be seen and appreciated. And you guys can also let me know in the comment if you wanted me to continue the story, if you feel like you know about the story, or I mean, you probably don't since it's supposedly supposed to be new. I'm talking a lot. But if you guys want me to continue this story, since we already started it, then we can. But other than that, I'm going to move to the next. I was so angry and hurt by my parents' lack of interest in me that I could barely think straight. Trying to fight back the tears that threatened to fall, I dragged my feet up the stairs. After shutting the door to my room, I collapsed onto the bed. To calm my racing heart, I took a few deep breaths before dialing Jace's number. Well, hey, sunshine. Huh? My parents just told me they have to go on another business trip. I'm so mad. They always do this. They always leave me alone, and I hate it. There was a brief silence before Jace spoke. I've got an idea. Why don't you come and stay at my place while your parents are away? Of course, that's your idea. I know my father won't mind, and we could hang out and make the most of our time together before school starts. Sorry, guys. I hesitated, unsure of what to say. I had never stayed with Jace before, but the thought of spending 5 days with him was too tempting to resist. All right, let's do it. I'll let my parents know, then quickly pack a few clothes and make my way over to your place. I'm trying to get to the story. Awesome, I'll see you soon. Looking forward to you. See you in a bit. What is she saying? His name is Jace. Who is Zamir? I don't know. Excitement bubbled up inside me as I realized I was about to spend 5 whole days with Jace. Choose your outfit. Okay. Oh, I'm moving too fast. Okay. Okay. Okay, I like the pink one, so we'll go with that. Are you sure you want to wear this outfit? Yes. Come in. I did not hear a knock. Hey, Dad, do you have a minute? I'm busy. What do you need? I can understand why she would be so upset that her parents do not pay attention to her because just from this first episode, her parents could care that her presence is there. And I wouldn't want my parents to be that way, and I'm pretty sure nobody else would, because that's like, why did you have me in the first place? And you don't even take the time out to spend time with me. That's what I get. I just wanted to let you know that I'll be staying at Jace's place while you and mom are away. Make sure you behave and don't cause any trouble. That's all he has to say? Seriously? Um, just say you won't. Because how bad can it get? How worse can it get? I won't. I'll be a good girl, I promise. My dad gave me a vague look before returning his attention to his laptop, ignoring me completely. As I stepped out of the house, I saw that my driver, a stern but kind man, was already waiting for me. I mean, if your parents don't care, I mean, I don't know how old April is, but if your parents don't care that you're going to go spend the 5 days that they are gone at a boy's house, then they don't care a lot. A lot. Good evening, Miss April. Your father has informed me that I'll be taking you to Mr. Jace's house. Or maybe he think that they're friends because the parents already work with his parents. I don't know. Thank you, James. Yeah, they have money because she's riding in the back of a limo. They have drivers and maids. While gazing out the window, I suddenly felt a bit of loneliness. The house, no matter how glamorous, always felt too big and empty without any parents around. But I guess that's the price you pay when you have rich parents. You never get to spend as much time with them as you would like. Well, would you guys rather have a rich family that don't pay attention to you and what you do or care what you do, or would you have a poor family who spend a lot of time with you and care about what you do and care about you? Comment down below what you, because I prefer the poor part. I mean, now if you can have a rich family and parents that still want to spend time with you and care about you while they're rich and they're not snobs and bougie, then that's a win-win. But comment down below what you guys would rather. After a quiet ride, we finally pulled up to a gate of Jason's mansion. So I'm assuming he got money too, but yeah, if the parents work together, then I assume. Sorry. As soon as the gate opened, I caught sight on him standing there, patiently waiting for me, his lips curved into a heartwarming smile. He was wearing his casual attire, a simple t-shirt and jeans, but he looked as handsome as ever. His hair was slightly tousled, and his hazel eyes sparkled with excitement. Hey, beautiful. I've missed you. I've missed you too, I guess. What is she saying? Is she saying Jace but in another language or something? With a grin, he wrapped an arm around my shoulder, leading me into his luxury mansion. So, would you like to sleep in my room with me? Or in one of the guest rooms? Staring at him, I hesitated for a moment, torn between the desire to be close to him and the fear of what might happen if we were too close. You mean pregnant? The thing is, Jason and I hadn't gone all the way yet, and I wasn't sure if I was ready to take that plunge. So, how long have y'all been together? And I mean, I support that. That doesn't matter how long you want to wait because you want to make sure it's the right moment, right time. And Since you guys are still young, there is no rush because you got to get married first. I knew that if I stayed in his room, I would be tempted to do something I wasn't ready for. Mm-hmm. I think I'll choose one of the guest rooms. Why though? Wouldn't you rather sleep with me? You gave her the option of your room or guest room, and then you questioned her answer. Nice, Jace. You already know why, Jace. He rolled his eyes, and I could tell he was disappointed. Fine, if that's what you want. Let's go and get you settled in. You didn't even grab the bag, Jace. It just followed your butt. Jace led me into the grand guest room that overflowed with luxury. Here you go. Make yourself at home. You've got the bathroom on your right, and you have towels in the cupboard cupboard just next to the bathroom. Thank you so much for letting me stay here with you while my parents are away. Jace edged nearer, closing the distance between us. His arms snaked around my waist, pulling me to his chest. His lips were just a breath away from my own. You don't need to thank me, sunshine. He leaned forward and kissed me, and his lips lingered on mine for a few seconds. But you know, I'd much rather have you stay in my room. I felt his hand slip under my top, his fingertips slowly tracing patterns on my back. Do I know what to think of this first episode yet? No. I knew what that meant, that he wanted to take our relationship to the next level. I know, but I'm not quite ready yet. You say that every dang time, April. Why are you forcing her? She don't want to. She don't want to, Jace. Just deal with that. If she's not ready, she's not ready. It's not going to be special if you want her to do it when you want to do it. He pulled away from me, and I could feel the tension in the air. I'm sorry, babe. I just need more time. I don't know how much more time someone could need. It's been almost a year since we started dating, and you still need some time? Well, hey, maybe she want to make sure that if she's going to give it to somebody, that they're not going to be controlling as you, and that she's doing it with the right person. All right. But fine. Whatever, I guess. I'll just have to accept that and be patient. Which you should have said from the start. I looked at him for a brief moment before taking his hand, gently squeezing it. I know it can be frustrating, but I promise you that in the end, it'll be worth it. You may not even want to wait that long. Who knows what could happen this week? He looked at me, his face softened as he smiled. Don't tempt him if you're not, because he's not going to take it lightly. Obviously, he takes it to heart. I certainly hope so. I leaned in and kissed him, and he hugged me tightly in return. We stayed like that for a few moments before heading downstairs. A few moments later, as Jason and I descended the staircase, we saw his father, Hugo, observed observed in his phone. Absor- absorbed in his phone. Hugo was a man of great structure, both literally and figuratively. His commanding presence filled the room as soon as he entered. His well-tailored suit and polished shoes, an air of power and success. As the CEO of a massive corporation, he was renowned as one of the city's most influential and wealthy individuals. Many respected and admired him. It was his word that was the law, and he was known for being strict and unyielding. No one ever dared question him or make a move without his approval. He was a man of great power, and he was not afraid to use it. Father, Jay spoke up as he approached him. Jay's father turned around, his sharp eyes landing on him. Son, April, I didn't know you were here. It's wonderful to see you again. Thank you, Mr. Carter. It's nice to see you too. How have you been, April? I've been doing well. How about you, sir? I'm happy to hear that you're doing well. As for me, work has been consuming a lot of time lately. There's been a lot going on, but I'm managing. I responded with a smile as I couldn't think of anything more to say about that. Anyway, Dad, Jace quickly interrupted. Just so you know, April will stay here while her parents are away on their business trip. I see. Well, April, you're more than welcome to stay here. Just make yourself comfortable and feel at home. And if you need anything, don't hesitate to ask. Thank you, Mr. Carter. It's my pleasure, April. Anyway, I apologize for cutting our conversation so short, but I need to excuse myself. I have an important dinner to attend this evening. You both have a lovely evening. You too, Mr. Carter. Goodbye. Later, Dad. As soon as Hugo left the hallway, I felt Jay's hand resting on my waist, pulling me closer to him. Now that we have some privacy, how about we grab something to eat and then we can spend the evening hanging out by the pool? That sounds wonderful, babe. But I'm actually feeling quite tired. I had a long day. Would it be alright if I went to unpack my clothes and take a nap? We could do something together afterward. Of course, no problem. Thanks. Um, so I actually decided to cut that story short. I mean, I finished it off camera to just to see where the story was going because it was actually taking a very long time to get to a point. Um I don't know if it's just me being sick and having no patience with the story today, or is it the fact that we weren't done with the other story and it's kind of like confusing to get into a new one and then try to learn a whole nother story over again when we were expecting to get back to what we already know. I don't know. Um, when I did continue to read the story, she only just bumped into her. I think it's supposed to be the twin brother, which is Jackson. I don't know if that was supposed to be who she was going to date after she broke up with Jace, because at the beginning of the story, it was there were twins. Right now, she's with Jace, and I'm assuming when she mentioned that she started dating or fell in love with the twin brother, who was the ex boyfriend's twin, that must be who she just bumped into now. I'm assuming. And he's more of a bad boy. More like how Kian was in our story that we were supposed to be reading today, but I don't know. You guys let me know if you want me to continue that story in the comments. From whatever you guys tell me in the comments, it'll tell me whether next week I will start another episode on that story or we're just gonna go to another request. So just let me know. Um, like the video if you did enjoy it. I mean, I really didn't as much, but like the video anyway because you love me. And don't forget to hit that bell button after you subscribe and become a Rare Beat fam because you don't want to miss another video. especially when we get back into a juicy story that we can, find.